Good morning and welcome to Two Scoops Morning News with Dan and Craig. I am Dan.
And we are late, and I'm Craig.
And this is Two Scoops.
You're watching Two Scoops Morning News with Dan and Craig, your sunrise reminder that things could get worse, so laugh at them while you still can.
We are late. I
so
definitely
late,
set my
nobody even
alarm this morning.
We're so late, nobody even wants to watch us this morning.
That's
They're
fine.
Like,
Might have something to do with me not being able to post it on Twitter and tell people about it.
what did you do this time?
Oh, I posted a thing. Did you see that Trans Day of Vengeance?
Yesterday? Oh, the
I didn't make it. I just shared their thing. And this was like from 3 or 4 days ago. I'll talk about
I thought
this.
you meant like the trans shooting yesterday that happened.
No, it was an event called Trans Day of Vengeance that they decided to post a couple days ago, and then the thing yesterday happened, and so today I got a strike, or I got
Oh,
a thing
Oh.
where you got to take down your tweet because
Because they-
apparently I incited violence by sharing their thing and saying, "Isn't this an incitement to violence?"
and so violence was incited, and you said a thing. You pointed out before the violence even was incited that violence might be incited, and then yesterday they're like, dude, you definitely incited this violence.
It's a lot like my January 6th thing that got me kicked off of Facebook and all that, where I'm like, hey, isn't this QAnon stuff bullshit? And they're like, you can't talk about that. Go away. And
It's like I was actually for the first time kind of agreeing with you that this
Right.
is QAnon.
yeah, I've spent 2 years interested in the Q shit, and you waited until I didn't like it anymore to ban me. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about...
Real quick though.
Huh?
You didn't get kicked off yesterday because you were the one inciting violence. It's because you were pointing out the thing that they don't want people pointing out right now. It's just like,
Right.
oh, look, other people do this thing too. It's not one causing just violence versus the other. Guess what? There's bullshit on both sides.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know. I'll talk about it. I think we're doing I'm not doing Wednesday show today or this week. I think we're going to do it today, me and Dave, either today or Thursday. So we'll talk about it more there. Probably get kicked off of YouTube too. But we're here to
didn't do a
talk.
show at all this week.
What?
I said I didn't do a show at all this week. It's kind
Wow.
of relieving.
Isn't it nice?
It's like, oh, I really should do a show, but I don't have time, and I'm working
you're like-
late. I got
And
home,
you're
I'm
like,
like,
wow,
this is
nothing's
nice.
really going on in the world, actually.
Yeah, and then I was like sitting at home, like not doing things, and I'm like, this is kind of nice today.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, do you remember? I think it was on this show that we talked about the prophecy of digital blackface going to be a thing eventually. Like if you use GIFs or memes or something with, was it with you that we talked about that? I could have swore it was.
I'm sure it was. I don't remember these days. We talk about so many stupid things.
Well, the prophecy is complete.
Good.
Digital blackface is upon us, and hold up, 1 second. This is from CNN, so you know it's legit, and I'm trying to fix something here. 1 second. We're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing great. What's
like
happening?
how we don't in the mornings we don't even bother to try to talk over our shit and like keep things rolling smoothly. It's like
You
we're
don't.
Just gonna stop. We're just gonna stop here.
Right. Let's take a moment to just sit here silently and know that we have very little time. From CNN, what's digital blackface and why is it wrong when white people use it? You know exactly what it is. It's when you have joy and fun on the internet, and include black people in your fun. Maybe you shared that viral video of Kimberly Sweet Brown Wilkins telling a reporter after narrowly escaping an apartment fire, ain't nobody got time for that. So even videos, can't post videos that have black
Say
people in
it
it
the
if you
way
think it's
you
funny.
said it. Come on.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's better.
Perhaps you posted that meme of supermodel Tyra Banks exploding in anger on America's Next Top Model. Is Tyra Banks really does she qualify for I don't know. It seems like she's above all this stuff. She's quite a sure if you're using like and not that I agree, but if you're using Kimberly Sweet Brown Wilkins saying a funny stereotypical sounding thing, I could see how somebody's like, yeah, that's kind of I wouldn't do that. I mean, it's retarded to feel that way, but Tyra Banks, really? America's Next Top Model, is she the face of oppression here?
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, you can have. I remember when Obama got elected. The only thing I remember about Obama's election is that day when Will Smith was on Oprah and saying, "Now I know we can do anything." Will Smith, the highest paid actor at the time, was making like $6 million a movie at the time, which was a ton, which is probably the
The
equivalent
number
of like,
one movie star at the time.
yeah. And Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, now we can do anything. So yeah, faces of oppression.
Yes. What is digital blackface, if you haven't figured it out? Digital blackface is a practice where white people co opt online expressions of black imagery, slang, catchphrases, or culture to convey comic relief or express emotions. Now, how about Catch Me Outside Girl? Does she count? Because she's definitely got some black in her.
I was gonna say, is she black?
Not on the outside, but
Oh, okay. Just
yeah,
lots of it on the inside.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
had lots of black inside.
I wouldn't be surprised. These expressions, what one commentator calls racialized reactions, are mainstays in Twitter feeds, TikTok videos, and Instagram reels, and are among the most popular internet memes. Digital blackface involves white people play acting at being black, says.
Nobody's
cares?
play acting at being black. They're just
Nope.
posting something that happens to fit so well in this scenario. That's what freaking GIFs are. It's like, hey, this comment like that really is is how I'm feeling right now. Is that a bad thing?
Right. And so, like, they've got RuPaul's Drag Race on here with him saying "girl." Is that digital blackface or digital drag face? And is it like this came up back when we talked about like cultural appropriation stuff? Like, where is the line for like what you can and can't use? And yeah, this is the ultimate conclusion that you would come to. I mean, the ultimate conclusion is complete segregation and hatred and bigotry. But this is the obvious next step. You're not even allowed to share something that has a black person in it. I mean, at the moment, it has to be a black person saying a stereotypical black person thing so that for it to be digital blackface according to this. But yeah, how long before I can't even share Whoopi Goldberg on The View and talk about it, because that's me culturally appropriating the existence of a black person.
You're white. You can't acknowledge that black people exist.
Because of anti-racism.
Yes.
Yes, please stop acknowledging our existence, because it's like, do you not... of course, this was written by, let's see, John Blake, who kind of looks like... Who is this guy? He looks like...
He's semi-black.
He's blackish. He's kind of got that Sean King look. He's a little ambiguous. Doesn't matter what color he is. He's a bitch. He's a fucking bitch, and making the world worse, because ain't nobody got time for that. And Catch Me Outside, and
What about
the raping everybody out here.
Obviously.
That's the one I was going for. Yes.
That's my favorite. I use that one literally every day.
Yes, and of course, the natural punishment for digital blackface is already in the works. You might be wondering what your punishment might be. I think, Craig, you have that pulled up for us.
Death? Like digital death? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I just can't find your screen. All right. Yes.
Oh, that was a nice segue, and it didn't work at all.
I set it up great, and then it fell on its face.
Well, now you can experience digital death. We can experience digital blackface, which last week wasn't even a thing. Well, now you can experience virtual death in virtual reality, which is disturbing, apparently. Now, my thoughts on all
You
this.
think?
Like digital blackface, which obviously leads to real blackface. I mean, everybody has that gateway drug of digital blackface. That's
That
going
gateway
to,
face.
Yes, it's going to immediately lead you to painting your face black with like big prominent red lips and stuff. Um, I feel like digital death is opening so like on a serious note, I feel like this could really open some really bad doors. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you can experience death in real life and never wake back up.
Right. It's like that scene from The Matrix where Neo gets hit while he's inside the Matrix when he's fighting Morpheus or something. And he's like, or no, he's learning kung fu, and he's like, if you die in the Matrix, do you die in real life? I'm curious if your brain dies when it thinks it's dead. Like, is this good enough that your brain is like, yeah, I'm good, I'm out, we're dead
Yeah.
here.
Well, I mean, they have you while you're doing this, they have you hooked up to heart monitors and shit just in case, like,
That's a
while
good
you're
sign.
experiencing a digital heart attack, your heart's like you're going through like a panic attack and your heart like starts to explode. They're like, "All right, let's stop this." It's just like, well, that might be a little bit pushing the line there. If you have to like medically submit yourself to the doctors to wake you back or bring
Right.
you out of this just in case, maybe we shouldn't be messing with this at all.
Yeah.
Let's
Now,
read a little.
with there was a thing a while back that was like technology might make it so we can basically, like, if there's a criminal, you don't have to lock him up for 50 years. You can put him in mental prison for like 5 lifetimes. That's what he will experience it as, and then he'll wake up and be, you know,
5
he'll
minutes
be
later.
yeah, it'll be 5 minutes later, but he will be traumatized in a shell of a human being, so he will be able to go back into society and be perfectly normal.
No, he'll probably go and like be a total psychopath and like really kill a bunch of people.
Thank you for noting my sarcasm. Now with this, like, there's a part of me that's like that could be interesting to where it could be a good, punishment for things like that. But is this experiencing the process of death, like experiencing having a heart attack and dying, or experiencing the afterlife? Do you just put this on? It's like, here's your simulation reality of death, and it's just a black screen, and your brain goes black.
Let's read. We'll find out. Have you ever wondered what happens when you die? Well, now you can find out thanks to an unusual VR simulation which lets you face a near-death experience. People
It's
say
just
it
always hell. It's just a hell simulation.
people say it causes panic. So that's a good start. Despite all the things science tells us about life, nobody really knows what it's like to experience death. So how do the creators of this know what to put in this if nobody knows what it's like?
Right.
Now, if this was created by like the chat bot that everybody's like warning about, um, stay away from it, guys, because this chat bot is actually trying to kill you.
Yes.
Because that's the only way we can be like, hey, chat bot, now we don't know what death is like, and you know everything. So show us a simulation of what death is like, and the chatbot like kills you. Yeah, let's stay away from that. It says, however, people who have undergone near-death experiences often come back with tales of what happens after their heart stops, from leaving their bodies and seeing themselves from above to waking up in a meadow. Now, a new virtual reality simulation tries to give people a taste of what it's like to die. You're asked to lie down on a fake hospital bed and hooked up to a heart rate monitor. Apparently, the simulation can be so unsettling that there are staff on hand to pull you out if it gets too uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, what do you mean too uncomfortable? What's the sliding scale here of comfort and death? Well, it seems like it would start out pretty uncomfortable.
I feel like, yeah, it's death.
And who's also the willing participant who's like, yeah, I feel comfortable with this. Let's just see what this does.
Well, apparently this is in Australia, and it's an exhibit at a festival in Melbourne. In a TikTok video, the guy says, I can see how people would say it causes anxiety and panic. It definitely borderlines that. They do put your finger on a heart rate monitor and tell you to raise your hand if you've had enough and want to quit. Marcus continued, what happens is you're laying down, the bed vibrates, you flatline, the doctors come over the top of you. You can see yourself in goggles and they try to revive you. It doesn't work. Then you float up past them into space and it keeps going. That doesn't sound like anything. Nothing, actually.
So the
Like,
bed vibrates and then it goes black and then you have the
and you
experience of
float.
floating. Okay.
Yes. I
How
mean, that sounds.
convincing is this really?
And
If you're
how,
like perfectly conscious and awake and they're not giving you like a drug or something to knock you out and you're literally just getting in a virtual reality thing and it's like bzz, floating, I don't know. I'm not buying it.
no, there's got to be more to this too. To cause unsettling panic attacks, like that doesn't even sound like something that I'd be like, this is super gay.
Yeah,
Is
Derek
from
Ambrose points out that Canada's one step ahead of them. You can move to Canada and experience real death with your doctor's assistance.
perfect. I
Yeah.
mean, why not
It's way more
experience
realistic.
the full benefits of it?
Yes.
Just as nobody can really know what it's like to die, nobody can really know what the VR experience is like unless you're in Australia and able to try it in person. That's because it's part of Melbourne Now, a huge culture festival in Australian City, which features more than 200 artists. It runs from now until August. What does death have to do with like culture? Like art?
You're
That's
gonna say, what
bizarre.
does death have to do with art? Talking to
With culture and art.
to an emo guy. Death has everything to do with art.
Oh, gotcha. Sure, but that's all it says. But I assumed it would be like to have to hook you up to like a heart rate monitor. I assume it's more than just a video of doctors over you and you floating into space.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like really dumb. It doesn't even sound like they put hardly any effort into the CGI of this thing. It's like how much programming did that require?
Is it like Video Game Jesus? Do you go to the hell simulation from Video Game Jesus? The
I
video
hope
game?
so. And Jesus is down there beating the shit out of Satan.
Yes. Like, does it go any farther than just
That's it.
floating to black?
That's all it says. It just says it.
I feel like they're calling this an art piece so that they can test it out and be like, yeah, we're not up to any shady shit here. We're just testing some things. Anybody want to try?
If you pay extra, you can get the full experience and actually die. We have Canadian doctors on site.
Nice. I like it.
Me too.
Yeah, that's the bonus ticket if you really want to go all the way. Either way, they're happy.
So where does the digital blackface go from here?
To digital death, that would be the punishment, the natural punishment.
yeah,
but
I mean, obviously, this is not the end. This is not like we're not there yet. More has to come. I mean, you said this is the ultimate goal, the end game here. No, this isn't it. Well, CD said there should be a black people only internet. Do we go there?
yes.
Jesus Christ. The hell is wrong with you?
I've got new toys set up.
I see that. If you're listening and not watching,
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. They have to watch.
All right, you have to go watch.
Yeah. It's on them if they don't know what we're talking
It's
about
black
sometimes.
and death.
Yes.
And digital.
I like digital blackface is the obvious thing that was coming this whole time, and it's not surprising. It's just hilarious. And if anybody takes it seriously, they're retarded. And I think that they're deserving of digital death as an art piece. An art piece.
Oh, obviously as an art piece.
You know, when people say like, I'm gonna do such and such bad thing, and then they say in Minecraft to really throw the CIA off. Now you can say that for real because it's basically what it is. I want them to die in Minecraft, which is what we're talking about here. Basically, it sounds like
obviously. Are you gonna withdraw your use of digital blackface?
No, I'm not.
I'm probably going to ramp it up so much harder.
Yeah, it's only getting worse from here, guys. Sorry.
I mean, you're already kicked off Twitter. I mean, can it get much worse than that?
Oh, I'll be back. I'll delete the stupid tweet that they don't like that one of their own posted. It's like an Antifa rally thing where they're talking about having a a day of trans vengeance, which I just posted. Hey, you guys still sticking with that marketing strategy at this point? And Twitter wasn't a big fan of that. I mean, it's a fair question, I would say, but we'll talk about that probably today at 2 on the show with Dave. Craig, it's been really something, and I woke up late, but we made it and we did a thing. How do you feel? Any final thoughts, and where can people find you?
I feel like we didn't get to bullshit about this nearly enough.
I feel like you're right, and I don't have anywhere to be. Do you?
I do, actually.
Oh, bummer. That's your fault.
It's my fault. It's my fault that you
Yes.
showed up 15 minutes late.
Yes.
You can find the things I do on time most of the time at the website, breakthebellpod.com, or all over social media at breakthebellpod is the handle on social media that you can find my things that I do.
That makes
And
sense.
you can find links to those things at breakthebellpod.com.
Yes. And you can find me at thesystemsdown.tv or wherever the Systems Downs are, at TSIDpod on Twitter and all the stuff.
Chuck Miller was permanently suspended. I think that means expelled. Pretty sure in school language.
Yeah. Or killed.
Or digitally killed.
Digitally killed.
Yes,
That's
you've
what it
been
is.
Chuck, you've been digitally killed.
They put you into this this VR thing, and it just shows Twitter account suspended, and then it goes to black because you fade from actual existence if your Twitter is deleted.
Now they're going to get to the point where they find medically ways for us to live forever, but then they're going to be like, are you tired of living forever? Let's go digitally die for the rest of it, so you're alive when you're dead. I mean, that's what this comes to because
Yeah.
that's how technology works. It's like we've created ways for infinite like mortality, and then people are like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like, if you don't want to do this anymore, put on these virtual goggles and just be dead virtually for the rest of your life.
Yes, you cannot die anymore, but we can pretend like you're dead, and we'll just have farms of, I don't know, just the first thing that comes to mind is like these like pods of like farms of humans that are digitally dead, and their bodies are being used as batteries to power the machine and the system. I don't know. I just came up with that, but it sounds like a good idea.
About that.
I should write one really good movie, 2 bad movies, and then long time down the line write the worst movie I could possibly think of.
Yes.
Hypothetically. Yeah. We already did the outro stuff. Are we done here? Is this
done.
over?
Two of
I
them.
feel like it was too short. We should have
It
showed
was.
up on time.
We should have.
This has been 2 Scoops.
This has been 2 Scoops Morning News every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. Central or whenever we feel like it. Until next time, hang in there, America.